In the Clutch, Sports Talking More podcast. I'm your host, D. Early. Joined today with my two co-hosts.
T. Will.
M. Clear.
M. Clear, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Today we're going to get into our NFL predictions for 2024. We're going to go over the Dallas Cowboys, which is Terry's team, Pittsburgh Steelers, which is M. Clear's team, and my San Francisco 49ers. And on that note, I just want to say we got robbed at the Super Bowl last year. Kansas City, they won, but it was some questionable stuff going on.
Yeah,
a lot of holding calls that didn't get called.
Okay.
But you know, we got to take that L. We got to take it.
You got no choice. I enjoyed every minute of it.
I know you did.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
So you say it was some questionable calls, and you're not upset about it?
I mean, it don't do me no good to be upset about it now, but I'm just saying, even as the game was going, I saw some obvious holding calls that didn't get called. Now, granted, I'm gonna be honest now. It was some stuff that 49ers, so that's why I can't be too upset. But
I got you. The
whole game, Kansas City, not one holding call, and they were the most penalized team in 2023 as far as holding call, and you get in the Super Bowl and you don't have none, zero.
You sound like a jilted lover to me, man. I'm excited. I can just see the anguish on your face from last year. I love it. You know, that's the reason I'm just sitting back and letting you get it out, man. I mean, we hadn't had a show, ladies and gentlemen. We hadn't had a show in a while. You know, we trying to get back into the thick of things. And
well, you know why we hadn't had a show in a while, right?
Why is that?
Because the last show we had was Dallas versus the Cowboys, and
Dallas versus the Cowboys.
Yeah, Dallas versus the Cowboys, and we kind of spanked y'all real bad. And
you mean the 49ers versus the Cowboys?
Yeah, 49ers against Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah, my fault.
Okay.
We kind of spanked y'all, and
you did.
We were supposed to do a show that next Monday.
A follow-up show, we did, right?
And
but that's not. But I'm just saying
it got canceled.
It got canceled, and it should have been canceled. But what I'm saying is,
why should it have been canceled?
I mean, what is there to talk about? I mean, I admit it. You know,
you supposed to admit it on the show.
I'm admitting it now. I'm admitting.
How many months later?
Nothing changed.
How many months later you admitting it? We supposed to have the show. Like
he has to digest what happened.
Just like
it took him a minute.
Right.
That was like week 6 though.
But clearly that's why I'm talking so calm now. See, he hadn't got over that Super Bowl. See how he let all that stuff. No, he's not over. He's not over.
I just had to get that out.
He's not over. And,
wow.
I just had to get it out. Now that I got it out, I'm good.
But clear that Rotel and stuff. I mean, it just tasted extra good. Super Bowl Sunday. You know, all the food was just extravagant that day. You know what I'm saying?
He had to lay it out.
It was great, man. I enjoyed it. Especially, and I think to me, out of that whole Super Bowl, the most gratifying thing out of all that is for the 49ers to they was winning the whole game. The whole game, man. I mean, the whole game. You see folks putting memes out there and they flipping and taking pictures in the end zone together and all that type of stuff right there, only to sit up there and lose, man. You talking about? I didn't go to sleep 3 o'clock that morning, man, and had to be at work that Monday. I couldn't sleep, but I smiled. I smiled while I was asleep. I was asleep, but that was just the greatest feeling. And I hope it happens again.
Wow.
I hope it happens again. But that's last year. I don't want to rub it in and all that type of stuff. We got a whole new year, and we'll see what happens.
We got there. That's all I can say. We got there.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna comment on that. We got there.
Well,
a lot of us have gotten there.
That's the big
winning.
That's the big argument. That's the big argument me and him have. He said, if you knew you wasn't gonna win, that's one thing.
Right.
If you know you going and you ain't gonna win, yeah, I wouldn't be excited about that either. But I'm saying, if you get there, that's an accomplishment, and you should be proud of that.
You should.
That's your opinion. If I'm going to the Super Bowl and I don't win it, I would rather not even went to the Super Bowl. Because I'll be acting the way you're acting right now. I'll be acting the way you're acting right now.
I'm not acting.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. All the holding calls. this and that, and all that crying shit. See, but that's my.
I gave Kansas City their credit, and I said that we got away with a couple things too. It's just
but all the holding calls
at the crucial moments.
The crucial call, the holding calls, and just some suspect stuff and all that. See, that's what happens when you don't win the Super Bowl. So his anguish is just like mine, except my anguish was 6 weeks earlier.
No, what we're gonna see is how do you react when you don't even make it to the NFC Championship game. Hey. You don't even make it to the second round. That's how you're acting.
Hey, no, and I'm okay with that.
Oh,
and what I mean by okay with that, I done came to grips with it. I'm like Stephen A. They're a mistake waiting to happen, and I'm a firm believer now. And they just wanted to prove me wrong.
It took 29 years for them to get to this.
Well, I'm sick of taking the licks on my back.
And you know what's so funny about it, Clear? He ain't the only one. It's all the Dallas fans. If you pay attention, you don't see all that Super Bowl and America's team stuff coming from them no more like you used to.
Well, it's not all.
And it shouldn't come from us no more.
But it came from y'all for 20, 24,
okay, we're not talking about
that's
the past. And let's for the record is we didn't name it America's team. That was made back in. We're not playing like America's team. I don't recognize us as America's team right now because we ain't playing with
right now. But in the past,
we were America's team. I get that.
Okay.
But one thing about me, this is a new T Will. I'm not gonna give credit when credit is due. And Dallas sucks from the coaching on down. But we'll talk about that a little bit later.
You said what? What's the date?
No, you can write it down.
I just want to make sure.
You ain't got to do
it.
June 29th, 2024.
Exactly.
He made it official.
I made it official. I love them to death. That's my team. I'm a die hard and ride with them. But I'm just going to be honest with you. Y'all can talk about me doing this podcast to you low viewers and all that type of stuff. Talking about it where I'm just a realist now. I haven't bought one stitch of clothing. I got plenty, but I ain't got. I don't have one stitch of clothing. I sold my Cowboys truck 7 months ago.
Whoa!
I sold that back. I sold that back in November last year.
What?
I sold that, and I also have not been to a Dallas Cowboys game in 2 years now.
Oh my God!
And when I used to go to 3-4 a year, me and my wife used to go with the friends 3-4 times a year. But guess what? I'm not finna put no more money in Jerry's pocket until I'm satisfied with some results. I'm result driven now. Well, okay?
I'm result driven. Comment and then I'm gonna be done. Okay. You got a long way to go because Jerry ain't going nowhere, and that's probably
that's fine. And I'm sticking. You're right.
That's just my opinion.
I don't think he.
Yeah, well, we'll get a chance.
I think it's the owner's problem.
But we'll get a chance to talk about that when we go through the predictions and all that. But
okay, well, let's jump right into this.
Oh yeah,
let's start off with the Dallas Cowboys.
Absolutely,
Terry. Let's start with you. And let's
no, I rather y'all start first because my picks and my projection is going to shock a lot of people. So I would rather for you guys to take the start, and you'll see why when it gets to me.
I get it. It don't matter. You can start with me. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Mike. You started off.
What you want?
Dallas Cowboys.
Week one. I mean,
week one. Dallas Cowboys. What do you got? Cleveland Browns. I like the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, real solid team.
So you're going to take them as a win, right?
I'm going to take you guys as a win. Believe it or not.
Okay. So
take the Cowboys as a win.
Opening week at Cleveland.
At Cleveland.
At the dog pound.
In the dog pound.
Okay. All right. Okay. Got you.
I know how Cleveland's in my division. No, early on, Cleveland don't play well up front. I know my division.
Got you.
Week 2, New Orleans Saints. I got y'all with another win. I don't. And New Orleans is absolutely
from a Pittsburgh Steeler. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's 2.
See, y'all used to spitting out these type of wins.
Okay.
Week 3, absolutely a loss. The Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Week 4, you won't come in on that dirty. You kind of spoke. You kind of laughed a little bit. Week 4, I'm gonna give you another win because I ain't never in my life trusted Jazz against the Cowboys. I don't even like the Cowboys, but the Giants can't never win when they need to. So I'll give you that.
Okay. So week 5.
Absolutely a loss.
Okay.
I'm going.
Okay, now,
Pittsburgh.
okay, but are you judging this Pittsburgh Dallas game? Are you just doing it because that's your team, or we supposed to speak the truth on the show?
No. I'm doing it based off the returning players. What we have had.
I just asked you about the returning players before we even got on the air. He didn't know how to even do his picks, and I said, "Well, you base it off the." Well, how do I do the picks?
You know what I've learned about Cowboy fans. When you get to talking, they tend to get off the subject of the person that's talking. They do that all the time. They go to another subject. Oh, what do we have to talk about off the air? Got to do with on there? Why are you?
Because you was asking me. You just asking me and Darryl how you gonna pick these games when you don't know who's gonna be on the 53-man roster.
I did say that.
We apologize, and Darryl did say. Well, and he was a guest host, so you won't see him on here too much.
Absolutely, you will. All right, that is not. And to answer your question, Terry, that was
so
not.
let me ask you.
Not pick with my heart.
Okay,
let me ask you a quick question. Is Russell Wilson better than Dak Prescott?
Now, why are we going through the picks? Why we?
I just want because
my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
My opinion.
Okay. Week 6.
Detroit Lions lost. I got the Cowboys losing to Detroit. Detroit gonna bring pretty much everything back this year. They was pretty good last year. I think I don't know. Dallas and Detroit. I'm going Detroit with the loss. With the win, I mean. I'm going Detroit with the win.
Okay. All right. Got a bye week 7.
You got a bye week. You should be able to recover. You got 2 losses back to back, according to me.
Okay.
You come back. You got another loss with the San Francisco 49ers.
3 in a row. Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, you come back week 9, correct?
Yep.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
I gave you a win for the Atlanta Falcons. Week 10, Philadelphia. Now, this is going to shock you. I gave y'all the win at home versus Philly. Week 11, I gave you a win versus the Houston Texans. Oh, y'all, yeah. You going to trip out on my picks.
Oh, yeah, I'm tripping out now.
Oh, you going to trip out.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
I gave you a win over, no, I didn't. Houston, Texas, week 11, I gave you a loss.
Okay.
Okay, because you just got through saying a win. That's what I said.
I gave you a loss. I lost. That was me. I'm looking at my sheet wrong, man. Damn.
Okay. We don't do drugs on this show, man.
Absolutely.
That's a no-no. We said.
That's why you said that. Absolutely.
Okay.
You wanted to be up in smoke. Okay, let's go. Week 12, I got you guys winning at Washington. 13, I got you guys winning again with the Giants.
Sweeping the Giants, okay.
Yeah, you're going to sweep the Giants. Now, this for me, honest to God, man, was a toss-up. This Cincinnati week 14, it was a toss-up, but you're going to Cincinnati, so I picked y'all to win that.
No, we at home. We at home against Cincinnati.
I meant you was at home. You at home. I picked y'all to win that. You're right. Carolina, at Carolina, I gave you a win. Tampa Bay at home, I gave you a win. Philly on the road, I gave you a loss. Washington Commanders on the road. No, you're at home in Washington. I gave you a win.
So what's the total record?
11-6.
Man, Cowboy fans from a Steelers fan, 11-6. That's.
I give you 11-6 record.
Will that 11-6 equal a division title? Will we win a division with that 11-6?
I do not think you win that division with 11-6.
Okay.
I think Philadelphia win your division.
Gotcha. So I guess we make it as a wild card, 11-6. Okay, according to Michael Clear.
According to me.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
What you got?
Let me preference my picks by saying this. Dallas done went 12-4, 12-5 last couple years.
Absolutely.
So I could see a slight
change,
a slight decrease in wins this year. I wanted to go 11-6 like you, but it was hard. It was hard. But I know it's gonna be some games they gonna win that they not supposed to because that's just what Dallas do, and it's gonna be some games that they lose that they probably should. That's just how Dallas rolls. So this was hard. I ain't gonna lie, this was hard. I'm just gonna week 1 at Cleveland Browns loss. Week 2 against the Saints win. Week 3 loss, of course.
Against who?
Baltimore.
Okay, well,
week 3 Baltimore Ravens loss.
Okay.
Week 4 at the Giants, win. Week 5 at Pittsburgh, loss. This game right here is week 6, Detroit Lions. This was a game where I had to come back and say, hey, because I wanted to get Dallas to a certain number of wins. And this game at home, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys to win against the Detroit Lions. It might be a controversial pick, but that's what I'm going with. Bye week, that's fine. I hate you get a bye week, then you come play us, but it don't matter. Week 8 at San Francisco 49ers, that's a loss. Week 9 at Atlanta, win. Just like you, Mike. Week 10 at home against the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm giving Dallas a win. Week 11 against the Houston Texans, that's a loss. Week 12 at the Washington Commanders, because I think by then they might have their little stuff together and die. Loss for Dallas week 12 against the Washington Commanders.
Whoa, that's big.
Come back week 13 against the Giants, win. Another one. Week 14, Cincinnati Bengals at home, win for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. That's a hard one, though. This one in Detroit was hard for me to give Dallas a win, but I it's somewhere in there they're going to get some wins. Week 15 at the Carolina Panthers, win. Week 16, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, win. So that's 4 in a row. At Philly, I'm like you, Mike, loss. Last game of the year, we don't know if it'll matter or not. It's at home. They might need it. Win against the Washington Commanders. I got a final record of 10-7. And I know, I mean,
those are some surprising picks. I appreciate it. From your biggest rivals.
Absolutely. But if you're picking now, Terry, according to the sheet and not your heart, then it shouldn't be so surprising.
Oh, you see, you're gonna be even more surprised than what you're saying.
I already know where he's going. But the thing that I want to emphasize is I might not have the teams right, but I think the final record is gonna be right.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. First, I want to start off by apologizing to Cowboy Nation. What I'm about to say is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all.
My dude.
One thing about it, one thing that we strive ourselves on this show is, I'm not the person that goes with their heart, number one. Number two, it is what it is. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys will have their first losing season in, I'm not sure in how many years.
Losing?
Yes, losing season. Y'all might sound surprised and all that, but I think that if you go look it up, we have one of the top 5 schedules in the NFL, number 1. Number 2, I'll go through the list, but I'm giving you my reasons behind what my record and stuff is, is going to be. But number 1 is that we have one of the top 5 schedules in the NFL, as I said. Number 2, off-season acquisitions. We didn't do anything. We didn't do absolutely nothing. When Jerry and his dummy of a son promised us the big splash that he was going to make, it was all in the tabloids, all on social media. What we're going to do this offseason, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. They did absolutely nothing.
Well, now, I don't mean to stop you. I need to jump in for a minute. You did add Zeke back to y'all.
As I said, the Cowboys did absolutely nothing this offseason. to let Tony Pollard go, and I really don't blame Pollard.
He got to get his money.
He got to get his money, number one, and number two, that offense, they wasn't blocking for him. Number one, he wasn't running hard either. So that's a little bit of both. He wasn't running hard, they wasn't blocking, and all that. But to go back to no acquisitions, I think Dallas, if you go back and look at the numbers, Dallas was either last or the next to last team to actually do something as far as a free agent in the offseason. So, I mean, all 30 teams or 30 of the 32 teams before us made moves. And it didn't take long for them to get the big people of the world, all the top running backs that was out there off the board. I just knew that we were going after one of those running backs, the boy over there out of Tennessee.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
because he's from Texas, right?
And he from Texas, and he just bought a home down there. See, a lot of this stuff is fool's gold because the rumors was out. He just bought a house down there recently. He's from there, and rumor was coming out of his side that he would love a reunion over there with the Cowboys. So I'm thinking this was the splash that Jerry and Steven was talking about, but that never came to fruition, and he ended up with the ball. Anyway, that never did come to fruition, and he's over there with the Baltimore Ravens. And so, a lot of stuff, moving parts that we had a chance to go out there and get. We didn't do anything with it. So that's the second thing. Number three, our defense, I think, is going to take a step back. I think they may be. I think they may have a better coach as far as the philosophy. I'm just not sure the players are up to the challenge. I think we got a better coach. I think we got a better defensive coach as far as philosophy wise. But you can have all the philosophy in the world, and you put people where they're supposed to be. You still got to go out there and perform. And I just don't think the Cowboys have shown to me the heart to do that. So, with that being said, I can go through.
Well, let me interject right quick because I want to get this point across. I think y'all lost Tyron Smith, right?
Yeah,
but I think he had some injury issues or something.
It was time for him to go.
It was time for him to go.
It was time for him to go.
That was, but still a big loss.
Yeah, it was a big loss. Left tackle.
But I think y'all did bring in one of Mike Zimmer's old linebackers from the Minnesota days or something. I think y'all got somebody that's going to come in, that's going to light a fire behind Michael. I think y'all biggest problem is discipline. I don't think y'all like great players just know discipline. And the reason why I'm kind of okay with this 10-7, 11-6 record for them is I think Mike Zimmer, philosophy-wise and discipline, I think he is way better than Dan Quinn. I think Dan Quinn is rah-rah in your face and let's run through, let's do this. But I think Mike Zimmer is more put his foot in your butt if you don't do what he asks you to do and put your butt on that bench. So I don't think the defense is gonna take a step back. I actually think the defense is gonna improve slightly.
And let's play devil's advocate. If they do slightly improve, my biggest problem is the offense is going to take a step back.
But that's fine.
Because no, it's not fine.
But
that's not fine. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
You just said Dak put up his best statistical year and all of this. So if he
with Tyron Smith, with the running game,
but y'all drafted some dude. He's supposed to be all of that. But I'm just saying, even if the offense take a step back, if the defense can maintain and don't let other teams just run over y'all. I'm
it's about ball control. If you can't run the ball, Dak is not going to have the time to have the season like he had last year. You're going to sit up there and have 8-man fronts because they're not even and blitzing all the time because they're not respecting the run game. If you got Zeke back in the backfield as your number one guy in the backfield, they're not going to respect that man. You're going to see more double teams on CeeDee Lamb, which is our only weapon.
I don't say only weapon now.
Look, man. See, this is the problem I'm gonna have with you. We on the Dallas Cowboys segment now. Let me talk about my Cowboys and get my points on out the way and quit interjecting with what you feel. It's not about what you feel. It's not about what you feel. Okay? You can say that. Say that in your
We're
segment.
getting a little personal, guys.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah,
We're getting a
He getting
little too
upset
personal.
about it.
He
We're
taking
getting a
my-
little too personal.
Why you getting up?
Do you think this excites me to tell you that we're gonna have a losing record? And I'm telling you the reasons why. Dak had 9 interceptions last year. 9. I can guarantee he may have 9 by the halfway mark. I can guarantee it. Because you know what? His favorite weapon, CD Lamb's weapons, numbers are going to fall a little bit. Dak is great. That's why numbers ain't always the thing. He threw over 5,000 yards, but you got to think about too of how much of that is done, as I call in garbage time.
Oh, when
you have garbage time,
when I tell him about empty calories, though, he got it though. The numbers don't lie.
No, I ain't never said that about Dak because I have never been I ain't gonna say not a big Dak fan, but Dak really never have proven himself to me the way he did last year. Last year, I had to give him his credit. But before that, Dak is just like Romo, just like all of them. They'll give you the highs, but they'll definitely give you the lows too. So
we don't want to go through the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
let's just give us your picks.
Okay.
Because you said a losing, that means they gonna 8 or less, right?
That's exactly right. And I'm about to go through.
8? Oh no, let him finish. Yeah, let him finish.
Week 1 against the Dog Pound, the first game of the season. There's no way, and it better not be chilly. It better not be chilly because the Cowboys. I know it's not going to be that cold, but it's not going to be that cold. But it's cold to the Cowboys. Cowboys record they don't do good when it's chilly. Ask Warren Sapp. Okay. I think he was 0-50, if anything below certain temperature. Even though this ain't got nothing to do with that, but I don't think that. I think Deshaun Watson coming back and all that, healthy and all that with the Dog Pound. I think we're going to start off with a loss there. Week 2, I think we're going to beat the Saints. Week 3, I think we're going to get annihilated by the Baltimore Ravens. Their defense, that'll be 3 or 4 interceptions or turnovers for Dak right there.
Wow.
I'll tell you about. Okay.
Because Baltimore lost a lot of key defensive players, so they might not be as good on defense as they were last year.
Like I said, the Baltimore Ravens on paper should annihilate us. Okay. Week 4 against the Giants, I don't care what kind of team we have. Derek can be our quarterback. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys against the Giants. Okay. Hey, it is what it is on that. Hey, I'm gonna take my picture.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell. Hey. So we imagine us having a losing record as I predict, and I'm telling you, we gonna beat the Giants. It's 3 things for sure: death, taxes, and us beat the Giants. At least for the next few years. And they done lost they number 1 running back too. Man. Okay, so and then here come a 3-game losing streak, which we all pretty much we didn't agree on the 3-game losing streak. I think y'all did 2 out of 3. But the next week 5 we go in 6 and 8 we're playing at Pittsburgh, Detroit at home, and at the 49ers. I got us all with losses on that. There's no way that I don't care. Even Zimmer, the defense or whatever he draw up, ain't too many teams gonna stop that offense for Detroit. Ain't too many teams. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And then they got that dual threat running back that can catch out the backfield. And matter of fact, they got 2 running backs, so they can catch. I mean, they receivers can run and they running backs can receive. So it's just gonna be hard to match up with the Detroit Lions, who I think is gonna make a deep run. And they got a damn good chance of going to the NFC Championship. We'll talk about that later. So after that 3-game losing streak, I think we go to Atlanta down there and we beat the Dirty Birds and get a win there. Philadelphia Eagles, I think last year was an anomaly. And I think with some of the acquisitions they made, especially getting that big acquisition over there from the Giants over there, I think that running game is going to help take a little bit more pressure off the quarterback, and I think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat us. Week 11. Remember what I just said against Detroit Lions. Do it times 2, because ain't too many teams are going to match up with the Houston Texans. Number one, they got a great coach. Great coach, man. He's so underrated, but I'm so glad he had the year that he had. But not only is this firepower offense, they even got better. They got Diggs. They got the boy that broke his leg. They got
Diggs might hurt him.
No, Diggs ain't gonna hurt him, man. That man gonna throw that ball around everybody. You can't hold everybody. It's 3 teams, and we'll talk about that later. But it's 3 teams with a wide receiving core. If you spread you apart, they're going to pick you apart, and they can average 35 points a game easily. And this is one of them. The Houston Texans, I think the defense is only going to get better because the coach is a defensive-minded coach, and he's going to constantly bring in good. He got a good draft pick with his a few draft picks that came in on the defense to go with what he already had. I think Houston is just going to be terrible to face. So I'll take that as a loss. Now here's where we have our I got 2 winning streaks. We got a 2-game winning streak coming in week 12 and 13 at Washington, and again against the Giants again. So that's a 2-game winning streak. I got us on.
The Giants,
man. I wish Rod was here. Rod,
man,
if you listening to us on the podcast, this is for you. This is for you. And then we go to Cincinnati. Man, I think Wamaka gonna come back healthy. I just think this man got too many weapons. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm still going to take the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be close to what people think they are because I think Cincinnati is going to take a step back. They lost a few key pieces too, but they do get a healthy quarterback back. And I think that healthy quarterback and what the Cowboys got, I think that's sort of like an even matchup, but I will give the nod to Cincinnati. In our last winning streak of the season, our 2-game winning streak at Carolina, and we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. I think we play Tampa Bay. I think it's Cinderella with the slipper. When it strikes 12, he turns back into a pumpkin. That's going to be what Tampa Bay quarterback is. I think he had a hell of a year last year. Hell of a year. Deserved his contract extension, but I think he's going to turn back into a pumpkin this year. I think he just I just don't think he tries hard, but I don't think he's going to do anything. I think they're going to digress a little bit. Week 17 against Philadelphia at Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is a prime Super Bowl candidate. So I think Dallas is going to get swept this year about the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think we'll be probably playing third stringers because we're going to already be officially eliminated for the playoffs. But I still think we can beat the Washington Commanders on the last week of the season. So my final record is 8-9. So I got the Cowboys with the first losing season in probably 15 years.
Man,
and I hate Cowboy Nation. I hate to do it, but I'm just telling you, this schedule is brutal. When you're outside of the division, schedule is as brutal as ours, and you really can't go by wins and losses within the division because any team can beat you on any given day in the NFC East. So I think we'll split those, and I think we're going to get annihilated outside of the division. And most of our teams that we're playing on the outside of the division are key games on the road at Pittsburgh, at San Francisco, and stuff like that. And I just think it's going to be hard to beat. So maybe surprising, but I'm going to say 8-9.
Very surprising.
I'm going to say this. If it work out that way, I would not be surprised with them finishing based on everything that you just said going down the list. But Dallas is just always one of them teams that some kind of way, they ain't going to win no Super Bowl. They ain't going to go far in the playoffs. But some kind of way, they find a way during the regular season to make something happen. They'll win some games they're not supposed to. And like I said, they'll drop some games that they're not supposed to drop. Yeah. But, if they go 8-9, I love it. I love it. It would.
Well, that 8-9 thing will do multiple things. It will be the end of the line for Mike McCarthy. And I'll be the first one to admit on the record, when we first got him, I thought we had something. Daryl said, man, will you let me finish?
Okay.
God damn.
He hate this part, boy.
No.
He hate this.
If I hate it, Clear, why would I bring it up?
Because he know I'm going to bring it up.
No, because I didn't have to bring the coach name up, period.
Right.
I didn't have to bring the coach. I'm just being honest with you. I was a big proponent when they brought in a Super Bowl winning coach. But Darrell was saying here, I don't think he's all that. I'm like, Super Bowl winning coach. I'm, getting the benefit of the doubt. But his body of work that I've seen over the course of the last 3 years it further proves to me that it was Aaron Rodgers that won that Super Bowl. It had absolutely nothing to do with him.
So he don't get credit for the 12-4 and 12-5 season y'all just had?
You don't get that if you can't get no playoff wins, man. That don't mean a hill of beans to me.
Okay.
But it would mark the end of him. And surprisingly, you may not, with the way his attitude has been over the course of this last year and a half, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Parsons is gone. Because he's more, I'm just going to be honest with you. Just from what I'm hearing down there in Texas and what I've been seeing on social media and the different podcasts, he started to become a little cancer a little bit within the locker room. Very, very outspoken, which I have no problem being outspoken when he goes out there and performs on the field. Right. So I have no problem with that. But he overdoes it, and these are things I've seen myself on podcasts and different things that he's doing. I don't get that he's a team first type of guy.
Really,
I think he's a hell of a player and all that. But if we're talking about we need everybody on the same page and together and all that with no distractions on or off the field and all that, it wouldn't surprise me with a bad year that Dallas, gets what they can get for him, because they can definitely get a boatload for him, and maybe find one of those Herschel Walker type deals back in the day.
I don't think they're gonna make it with them.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that either. But
that's the Mike Zimmer effect. That's why I think Mike Zimmer is gonna be it. If Mike Zimmer can improve him, then everything you saying I agree with. They'll probably be like, hey, it's maybe best for us to go our separate ways. Because the only thing you see with him is he's not consistent. He doesn't show up every play. That's why when they compare him to LT and all of that, I get pissed off, because I'm like, no, LT gave you everything every play. It's too many games where you see Michael Parsons and you like, damn, did he play this game?
No.
Okay, you might not get a sack. Did you even pressure the quarterback? Did you tackle for loss? Give me something.
Don't get me wrong, he got all the talent in the world, but the best person that's playing this position is NFL, as bad as I hate to say, is over there with Mike's team. I just love that TJ Watt. I just think he's the best thing going. His motor always running. He can sit up there and I think he played a couple games with he won a torn ligament, but it was close.
Well, he or what? So what is Michael Parsons?
He's technically a defensive end, but he's a slash linebacker. He's a hybrid. He's a hybrid type. He's a hybrid type.
You give him a hybrid. I'll call him a hybrid.
He's a hybrid because he rotates around. He can play linebacker. He's listed as a defensive end, but he moves around.
A linebacker. I
know where they move him. Sometimes he drops on his. He kind of like what we did a little bit with Troy Polamalu.
Yeah,
he moves.
He's exactly like a Troy Polamalu.
Troy was a safety, but Troy go down on the line. He'll come out the edge.
Don't.
Well, hey man, I got to.
He's no Troy Polamalu.
I didn't say he was a Troy Polamalu. I said he plays the position.
But he's a hybrid. He's a hybrid type person. But yeah, I agree. He takes plays off and all that type of stuff. And this is not bashing, him. But I mean, we got to start being realists around here. And like I said, it's a lot of things that the Cowboys can change, and it starts from the top down, from ownership on down to coaching, and all that leads down to players. And like I said, I agree with you saying about Zimmer, his philosophy. I just don't think the players are buying in. That's my biggest concern, is the players.
If the players don't buy in to the coach, that's a problem anyway.
Without question.
I mean, if it was a no-name coach that came from no one had ever heard of him, but I think Mike Zimmer got a name big enough that I think he gonna demand respect when he get there. And, and he the type of coach, hey, if you ain't doing what I need you to do, he ain't gonna have no problem sitting you down.
Yeah, but the worst thing about that is, do you really want the second string, whoever you gonna put in there in their place? You may get the hard and effort, but you ain't gonna get the talent. So, and when you're playing teams like, again, ladies and gentlemen, when you're playing the Detroit Lions, the Baltimore Ravens, the San Francisco 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles twice.
One thing I know about Mike Zimmer, he got integrity. So his integrity ain't gonna let him play somebody that he feel like shouldn't.
I'm not saying he don't, but what's gonna be the ramifications when he does do that and he put him on the bench? Again, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Baltimore Ravens, the Detroit Lions, the San Francisco 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles twice, the Houston Texans, all coming at you.
I know he ain't no NFL coach, but Bobby Knight once said something real prophetic.
What's that?
He said all this discipline and this and that. He said the best way to get to them is sit their ass on the bench. He said bench talk to ass. Ass talk to brain, brain figures it out.
Only thing about that analogy, he wasn't coaching nobody making 2.5. He ain't coaching 100
that's
million,
true. That's
80
true.
million.
True.
That makes a
True.
major
True.
league
True.
different to talk.
Like who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
Mike Zimmer, you done been over here 2-3 times, and who are you?
Okay.
And not saying, like I said, I love his philosophy. I love his tenacity. It's not him. I'm more suspect on those players, man. I look at the players' reactions and how they act, and they so cocky.
But if that's the case, then it don't matter who the coach is.
Absolutely.
If you can bring in Mike Dick or you can bring in Bill Belichick, if the players don't buy in, then you don't.
That's my point. It's time. That's what I'm saying. It's time to blow up everything. That's my point.
That's what I'm saying.
It's time to blow up everything.
Mike Zimmer
and if
is
this
the
happens,
one that'll blow it up.
and if it's 8 and 9, it will be blown up.
Is it time to blow it up, or is it just time to really start hiring those people that can?
No, we've been bringing folks in and out. It's the people.
We say quote unquote are Super Bowl coaches, but are we bringing? I'm finna switch up right quick. A la Boston Celtics. You could have went out and hired somebody after what Kyle got into that, but you brought up the little assistant over all of these other coaches who had a great relationship with Jason Tatum and all of them and got them to play.
But what you forgetting about? But what you forgetting about with the Boston Celtics, even using that analogy, is you got a bunch of people on the Celtics team that bought in. That was not selfish. That's what I'm saying. The Cowboys don't have the people. They were committed. They was a hell of a defensive team and all that. They weren't committed. I don't think we got the commitment of the players. Is my point.
But I'm saying, I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, they ain't buying in because one, it's something about Mike Zimmer that they just don't respect. Because I'm not going to buy in.
Dan Quinn. It might be Dan Quinn.
Or Dan Quinn. Or whoever the coordinator is. Okay,
Mike Zimmer going to get his.
Okay, or whoever the coordinator is.
But
respect. Then, still, why we keep putting these people in these spots? And I get what Terry said, but why are we putting these people in these spots?
You got to put somebody in there.
Right, but why we can't get some of these ones that we know for sure that can get these kids to do what they want to do?
I don't think it's no more for sure.
you don't work it from the player.
I don't think it's no more for sure, though.
I wouldn't say for sure, but you gotta give some other younger. What I'm saying, younger coaches.
Everything's supposed to happen from the top down.
Absolutely.
Case in point, you got the Houston Texans that came out of nowhere. They got great ownership, brought in a great underrated head coach, which came down to their players. Who?
DeMarco Ryan.
Yeah, DeMarco Ryan. He played for Houston.
Yeah.
No.
He as a player.
Where did he come from though?
I'm not even
worried
about
his coaching background.
I'm not worried about all that. See, you trying to get personal with it. I'm trying to get.
I'm just asking.
I'm giving you a scenario of how it can actually work from the top down, and you ain't necessarily got to have no whole bunch of superstars because technically those Houston superstars from Houston just became superstars this past year, and they showed it with youth.
I agree
because it came from the top down. Ownership did they due diligence and found a great coach who sit up there and demanded a certain accountability to his players, and it happened with his bringing people in from the draft.
So you basically just saying Dallas the ownership is messing them up.
Yes, It's never. I don't care. You could bring back in Tom Landry from the dead. It don't matter who you bring in. The whole culture over there at Dallas is screwed up. They think just because they got their star on their helmets, that's going to automatically, they
equate the wins.
Yeah, equate the wins, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. And I don't like it. That's the reason why ever since Jimmy Johnson left the team, the Cowboys really ain't did nothing. And for y'all to say, well, we did something with Barry Switzer, that's Jimmy's team, okay? That's Jimmy's team. That Super Bowl belongs to Jimmy. For the record, it'll go to Switzer, but that's Jimmy's team, okay? So,
well, that's enough for the Cowboys. Right. We got other teams we need to discuss. But I feel y'all. You almost right.
See, he on point with that.
Yeah, he on point with it. But it's been that way though. It's always been that way with Dallas. Jimmy Johnson was just as headstrong as Jerry Jones. So he was able to work through it the first 2 Super Bowls.
And the relationship he had with him, playing with him in college and all that. So we'll talk to each other a certain way, but we also talk to others in different manners. So
unless you can get a coach like him, which I don't, off the top of my head, see too many coaches like that anymore. I mean, Dallas is going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And then, and we'll go to the next one, but the last thing, even about Houston, DeMarco Ryans is the coach. But look, they got a great up-and-coming young offensive coordinator,
DeMarco Ryans,
you
got to remember, he came from San Francisco. So he was in that culture of winning and doing stuff the right way.
Well,
I'm going to let you know.
I'm just going back as a player. Well, if you need to get self-satisfaction on that, I mean that's
you want to start, since you talking, you want to start off with your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. Are we going with the Steelers next?
We're going with the Steelers next.
Oh man.
All right. Well.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I tell you what. The Steelers and the Cowboys are going to have identical records, according to me. Pittsburgh Steelers going to have a losing season, and it's a good thing that Mike Tomlin went ahead and got that contract extension, because I still think they got a ways to go. I still think that that it's still got I ain't gonna say a quarterback nightmare, but Russell Wilson ain't gonna have that job long. What Pittsburgh had to pay to get those 2 quarterbacks over there was absolutely. That was stunning. I like the way they did that. They really ain't paid nothing. They dollar-wise, they really ain't paid nothing and got 2 top caliber quarterbacks. The only thing is, I ain't saying Russell Wilson has lost everything, but he's on his last legs. And I think the sooner they bring in the other guy, I think that they'll start to do a little bit better. But I got them going 8-9 as well. We'll start off with week 1 at the Atlanta Falcons. I got them losing down there. Down to them Dirty Birds, I got them losing there. Week 2 at Denver, I got them winning there. Week 3, it's going to be close with the coaching, with the Chargers and all that, but I got you guys with a win there. I think those Indianapolis Colts are back and they ready. I think they're going to be a team to deal with this year. I got y'all for a loss on that. Naturally, Week 5 against the Cowboys, I got y'all beating us. The Las Vegas Raiders, I got y'all beating them. I just think the Raiders, I think they lost a lot. They still haven't addressed the quarterback situation, and I don't care. To lose Josh Jacobs, and I'm telling you, the only thing teams got to do is double team the wide receiver, Devontae Adams. You double team him with an inexperienced quarterback and no running game. It's going to be another long season for Las Vegas, and I really hate that because I really like the coach they hired. I think he's good at getting the best out of his players, but you got to have the talent to get the best out of them. So I think that they going to be hurting there. So I think you guys got to win there. I think that y'all going to run into a buzzsaw against the New York Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a field day with that defense, with that little dink and dunk type of thing. I just think he's going to be back. Got y'all beating the Giants, who I don't have beating the Giants, but I that's for you, Rod.
Shot at Rod.
Shot at Rod
I'm
again.
constantly shooting my boy Rod, man.
Good thing about this, Rod, you can check on your ribs and not even be on the air. We won't even know, dog. I just won't even know, Rod. We got y'all got a week 9 bye. Then you come back at the Washington Commanders. I got that as a win for y'all. But these next 3 games, I got y'all losing your first 3-game losing streak. I got you guys losing to Baltimore, Cleveland, and Cincinnati, which is all y'all division. Y'all got 3 division matchups back to back to back. And I think that y'all going to take it on the chin on all 3. And 2 out of the 3, well, let's see, are at Cleveland and at Cincinnati, which is a tough place to play, and you in Baltimore, that's a coin toss, so that can go either way, but I'm still going to take Baltimore Ravens with the additions they made in the offseason. So 3-game losing streak there. You come back, I'm going to give you the win against the Cleveland Browns, the second go around at home. You'll win that one. Then I got y'all going on y'all second 3-game losing streak. I think you guys are going to lose in the state of Pennsylvania. I think you're going to lose to Philadelphia at Philadelphia. I think you got to go to Baltimore again. I think they're going to sweep y'all this year. So, like I said, with their improved team and coaching and all that, so I got y'all losing to them. And then I got y'all also doing the trifecta and losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. But I do have y'all with a little rah-rah game. You know how you guys do at home and stuff, and wave the terrible towels and stuff, even though y'all going to be out of it just like us. But I think y'all be waving the terrible towels, and Cincinnati is not going to have anything to play for because that's who I'm thinking is going to get a sold-up wild card position. I think, Baltimore is going to win the division. Cincinnati with a close second. And I think y'all end up the season with a win against the Cincinnati Bengals because I don't think they're going to play for anything. So, again, that record is 8-9, the same thing I had with the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, well, let me run mine so you can finish this up, Mike. I'm going to say this. They went 10-7 last year with Kenny Pickett. I think Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is a little better than him. They got rid of one of the receivers. They brought in a receiver. Okay. I can't see them going 8-9. I don't know if it's because of the Mike Tomlin thing or whatever, but let's run this down. Week 1 at Atlanta, I got them win. Week 2 at Denver, win. Week 3, Los Angeles Chargers at home, win. At the Indianapolis Colts in Week 4, loss. Week 5, Dallas, win. Week 6, at Las Vegas Raiders, win. Week 7, at home against the Jets, loss. It could go either way, though. Again, Week 8, Giants, that's a win. Week 10, at Washington Commanders, win. Just because it's a division game. Week 11, at home against the Baltimore Ravens, I'm going to give them a win. Week 11 at Cleveland, loss. Week 12 at Cleveland, loss. Week 13 at Cincinnati, loss. Week 14 at home against Cleveland, I'm going to give them that win. Week 15 at Philadelphia, loss. Week 16 at Baltimore, loss. And just like you said, Pittsburgh Steelers at home, I'm giving them 2 wins the last 2 games of the year, KC and Cincinnati. That'll bring their record, according to me, to 11-6. If it was 10-7, I wouldn't be surprised. Repeat what they had last year. But 8-9, I don't know. What you got, Mike?
What you said, 11-6. You got 17. You got 17 games.
Yeah, 17 games.
You said 11-6.
11-6.
That's good. Hey man,
you'll take that, I know.
Yeah, if it turned out like that. All right.
11-6, 10-7. That's where I'm kind of. I got 11-6 wrote down. I'm just.
Man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, that's them your picks, man. I appreciate it. You ain't betting with your heart. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Sound like you thoroughly thought that out.
I did.
There are some people that do bet with their heart.
I just based it on last year with Kenny Pickett because Kenny. Terrible quarterback. Terrible. And you go 10-7 with a terrible quarterback. You get a decent quarterback, and you get a dual threat like Justin Fields. If he get in there, I think he likes Slash. He kind of fit what they do.
Yep.
You know, so
here's my thing with the acquisitions that we made, especially at the quarterback. If we can stay healthy defensive wise, I give us a win at Atlanta, week 1. I give us a win at Denver, week 2. This is gonna shock you. I give us a loss at home versus the Chargers. Now, I know you like, whoa, but we'll talk about that later. I'm gonna go down all my wins, then we'll discuss this as a panel. All right. Week 4, we going Indianapolis. I gave us a win on that. Dallas, I gave us a win on that. Week 5. Week 6, the Raiders. Now, I beg the difference with you on this. I'm going to tell you why. If you understand the rivalry of Pittsburgh and the Raiders, it doesn't matter about the records. I can tell you that right now. There's one team that we just have a problem beating, and that is the Raiders.
Well, if you got a problem with beating them this year, there's something wrong with you.
I got a problem.
I got the question here.
the 8-9 looking good.
I got a problem with it. I got a problem with beating the Raiders. I ain't gonna lie. I have a problem with that because every year when they 0 in this and 2 in that,
but who on that team scares you that think you that get them a reason?
It's not who on the team that scares me. It's the rivalries that scare me. Some people just
you got to have players that create rivalries.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. That's why you trying to put me at 8-9 with you. You betting with your heart.
Okay,
I'm betting with what I know.
Okay, cool.
And I say that we lose to the Raiders at the Raiders, and I understand what type of team that the Raiders have. We come back in week 7 and 8. I'm gonna give me a win versus the Jets that y'all keep thinking Aaron Rodgers is gonna come back and be the Aaron Rodgers of the old with this Achilles tendon and all that. I don't see it.
Man, this man is through the halfway part and ain't lost one game. I guess you
lost 2 games. What you mean? I got 2 losses.
Keep going, Cleo. I just let you finish this.
Okay, well let me finish. I got a bye on week 9, right? I come back week 10, Washington, I got me with a win. I come back week 11, I got a loss to Baltimore. I got a loss to Cleveland. Week 12. I think week 13, we going to beat Cincinnati at Cincinnati. We play them tough every year at Cincinnati. We lose against them at home most of the time.
Okay.
Cleveland, I got a loss. Philadelphia, I got a loss. Week 14 at home versus Cleveland. Week 15 at Philadelphia, I got us 2 losses. Week 16 at Baltimore. See, this is what's gonna get Terry. I know how we play Baltimore. We always split. Now it may go however, but we gonna take this win right here. We gonna split that series.
So you said
we're gonna split that.
Y'all gonna lose week 11 at home and win week.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've done that 3 years in a row.
Okay.
Well, I'm at week 17.
Week 17.
Kansas City, I give us a loss. And of course, at the end, the Cincinnati Bengals, I give us a win. That put us at 10-7.
2 10-7s. Okay.
That put us at 10-7.
Yeah,
now what you want?
Can I change my 11 6 10-7?
Hey, you your smarts here. No, that's me, man.
Oh.
That's just kind of how I look at it. I know we all got toss-up games. We all got games that we know, like he know for sure. If we don't do nothing else, we gonna beat the Giants. And nothing else on that sheet, but he was confident about if we don't do nothing else, we gonna beat the Giants. So
and our friend Rob was supposed to be on the show, so naturally we got our picks for the Giants too, boy. And I just got L's going all down here. That's why I said this segment for the Giants wouldn't have took long at all. That's why I said.
Well, look. Let's do this then. We ain't gonna read all three. We're gonna let Terry do his Giants just to get it out the way because it's on his chest.
I'm gonna put I had him at 6-11.
I got them at 6-11.
I had them at
And of those 6,
5-12.
and of those 6, I got them beating the Carolina Panthers. I got them beating the bye.
You got them beating who?
The bye week. They go beat the bye week.
Stop it, there.
I got them beating the Minnesota Vikings, the Washington Commanders,
Oh boy.
New Orleans Saints, and everybody else is lost, man. I even got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game losing streak. That includes an 8-game losing streak.
Rod,
I probably did this wrong because I got them. I know I ain't got them beating the Indianapolis Colts. So
Rod,
yeah, I probably got them 5 and 12
If you were listening and you were watching this podcast,
I got them winning, beating the Colts.
Do you?
Yeah,
you got to beat the coach.
yeah.
I got them beating
I
the
can
Colts
see
too,
that.
but I don't know. Well, that's what I got on here. I don't know
What kind of research? Whatever I did, I got them beating the Colts. That's one of the
I
wins.
got them beating the Colts too. I don't know, week 17.
Week 17, yep. So my final record is 6-11 on that. But like I said, you know, it's gonna be Philadelphia and Dallas.
Coming out the AFC.
I ain't saying coming out. Battling for the division. Yeah.
Y'all division.
Yeah.
I ain't mean coming out.
Right. Well, look, that's crazy to say because I got them winning 8 games. So what they tell you about the Giants and the Washington Commanders? I say I got Dallas and Philadelphia, the top 2 coming out of our division, but Dallas ain't winning number 8 according to me. So what does that tell you about the final 2 teams? So the NFC East is going back to the NFC least. I think they're gonna take a step back. I think we're gonna be the worst division in football.
Depending on how good Jalen Daniels come in.
Yeah, I think he got some great upsides. Yeah,
the dude from LSU.
Oh yeah.
They definitely got some good upsides. I just don't think it's gonna equate this first year. But I think Washington gonna be a team. 2-3 years, I think Washington is gonna be a 2-3 year. Yeah.
They might surprise a little bit this year. Okay,
They gonna play hard.
They
That's
do
one
that.
thing that Washington.
Oh, yeah.
They gonna play hard.
Now we're going to get on my team, the San Francisco 49ers. I'll finish it off. You go ahead, Terry. You can start off.
Well, I got the final record for the 49ers, and like I said, I ain't no hater. I just call it the way I see it. I got them finishing with the 11-6 record. I got them with 11-6 record, and they also, to me, I ain't gonna say they got they got a top 10 schedule. They don't have a top 5 schedule, but I think that they're gonna start off mad over the Super Bowl against Aaron Rodgers' first game of the season. I think they're gonna come out with a win. I think they're gonna beat Aaron Rodgers them to open the season off to get over that Super Bowl leg and start off with that. As a matter of fact, I think they're gonna win their first 5. I got them winning at Minnesota, at the Rams, New England Patriots, and Arizona, which are 4 wins that they better win by double digits. I mean, those teams are horrible. Let's just be real. I mean, well, other than the Rams, I think the Rams are going to be competitive, but the Arizona, New England, just going to be competitive. So I got them winning 5 in a row doing those. Then I got them losing 2 in a row. I think they're going to lose at Seattle and lose at home against Kansas City. Then I got them winning 3 games in a row. I got them beating us, the Dallas Cowboys, Week 9 bye, and I got them beating at Tampa Bay and getting their revenge game, beating the Seattle Seahawks at home in San Francisco. Then this is where it gets topsy-turvy. Then I think they're going to – and they did this last year. I think they had 2 games where they had 3 or 4 game winning streaks and then 2 game losing streak, and then they do a winning streak, and then they did a losing streak. I think San Francisco did something like that last year, somewhere close. And I think that they're going to have a 2 game losing streak against Green Bay Packers and at Buffalo. And I'll explain to you at the end, but I'm putting Green Bay in the same category as I'm putting the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions. I'm telling you, this team is going to be some kind of way special. And what they did to Dallas last year in the playoffs was not a fluke. So everybody say, oh, I don't know how they let Green Bay. Green Bay is one of the youngest, if not the youngest team in football besides the Houston Texans, and they got weapons. I think they got the best receiving core in football, along with the Texans. So I think that they mirror each other. To me, they sort of like, one and the same. And I just think, with the acquisition of Josh Jacobs in that cold weather, taking even more pressure off the quarterback, and they got all them different wide receivers, and they got a top-notch. I don't know if you guys heard of that tight end. They got a top-notch tight end. Top-notch tight end. His name don't come to me right now, but he was a rookie last year. So this guy, Jordan Love, man, can throw it all over the field, and now you got, to me, one of the top 5 runners in football behind that Green Bay.
Hey, man, we talking about the San Francisco 49ers. We ain't talking about the Green Bay Packers.
I'm telling you about that. I'm telling you about the game. I'm going through this game.
Well, we don't need to know the whole rundown of what the Green Bay Packers doing. You said
I'm
we
just
gonna lose to them, so okay.
I said we was going to talk about it later, but just let me finish.
I mean, come on now.
Now, we'll talk about that a little bit later before I got so rudely interrupted. I'm just trying to give you some knowledge on here because I'm sure if I wasn't on the show, you guys would have not tuned. Y'all have tuned us out a long time ago. Let's be honest, okay? So
they on the show for you, T. Will.
Man, come on, man.
Absolutely.
Man, Daryl, they rather watch paint dry than listen to Daryl talk. So Daryl is about to excite. There's some Lego blocks, and they know it. But anyway, I got them losing to those two teams, Green Bay and at Buffalo, 2 road games, man. It's just going to be tough. I think they're going to come back and win 2 in a row against Chicago Bears and the Rams. Then I think they're going to go back on a losing streak. I think they're going to lose at Miami and against that top Detroit team that I told you about that's going to spread them out. I don't think San Francisco got the same defense as they got last year. I think they're going to lose a beat on that. I think they're going to lose to them, and I think they're going to end the year with a win against the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm giving them 11-6. So out of all 3 of us, and I told Dara he going to be surprised before we even start doing the picks. I said 2 of the 3 teams. Well, I told him 3 of the 4 because we thought we were going to do the Giants. I said, but 3 of the 4 teams that we going to do the predicting I got with losing records.
I say that.
So
I see that.
So I got San Francisco going 11-6 and possibly losing in the Super Bowl again. So that's what I'm seeing.
I'll pick up off of you, man. I got them going 11-6 as well. I got them winning week 1 in New York. I also got them winning week 2 at Minnesota. I think this is gonna shock you. I got them losing at Los Angeles in week 3. I just think
the Rams play good, yeah.
But I think they're them get cocky out a couple of wins.
No, we don't.
Yeah, after 2-3 wins on the road.
Maybe after 5 wins we get a little cocky.
49 can't get a little
but
cocky.
losing to the Rams, it was a division game. They always play us good. So it wouldn't shock me if we lost to them at LA.
I got you. Week 4, I got you winning against New England. We're gonna come back against Arizona. I got you winning against Arizona. For me, that's my toss-up game because I don't know how Kyle Murray going to come back and do what he's supposed to do, how he's supposed to do it. I think he makes all the difference in the world for Arizona team, even though they don't have.
They still ain't going to beat us. I don't care. I don't care how he come back.
I think they got a chance.
Okay.
I think they got a chance. Now, this going to get you. I think y'all going to go to Seattle. I think y'all going to lose in Seattle. I think y'all going to come right back. And y'all gonna be at home, and y'all gonna lose to Kansas City in week 7. Absolutely, you gotta win in week 8. I'm not even gonna comment on that. We've already discussed that particular team on this show.
And you notice they get their bye week before they play us, and we get our bye week.
They need all the help they can get, and my good friend over here tell you that.
Dude, it don't matter. It don't even matter. All this stuff y'all sitting up there talking about ain't got nothing to do. San Francisco is the far better, superior team where it comes down from upper management to coaching to players to discipline. They check mark all the X's for me versus the Cowboys. It is what it is.
Okay. Man, this T
Hey,
Will.
right, yeah, I know, right?
Damn,
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
even know how to even debate this.
You
T.
got
Will.
that date wrote down.
Yeah, I don't know how to debate this. T.
Exactly.
Will. Man, this is crazy.
But you know what? That's the evil mind that he got.
But
See, we can't even beat up on him.
yeah, absolutely.
He took the rabbit from 8 Mile approach with us. You see what he did? Yeah. See, I knew. I just thought about that. You slick, boy.
Yeah, he flipped
you slick.
Now, Clear, what am I supposed to do? I thought we was. I thought we was a panel of integrity, and we supposed to sit up there and just. We always preach that we gonna tell them the truth.
We are.
So I'm finally telling you the truth.
We not.
So you want me to sit up there and tell you Dallas is the greatest team, and we're going back to the Super Bowl again and all that.
It has happened. That's all.
Yeah, it has happened. But I've come to my senses.
And
all the years I was telling him, but when I was saying you crazy, he was like, no.
Well,
it is what it is.
Some of us it takes a little bit longer to come around than others. Some people will come around. You know, and I'm proud of you for that.
Well, see, one thing I try to get.
I'm clear. I'm gonna tell you something. I've been on the show with.
Oh, he's gonna change his tune when they start.
No.
They got to do more than winning now for him to change over. They gonna have to get some playoff wins and some more stuff before he jump back.
Before I do that, and then I'm gonna tell you too, man. Is these people out here that watch us, man? You ain't got to do them to go back and watch the previous years we did this, man. I am an expert predictor, man. And he's not going to give me my credit. But
no, I give him his credit. He picked a couple Super Bowls.
I picked a couple Super Bowls.
I ain't gonna knock on that.
I picked the both opponents against each other in the Super Bowl and picked the winner. I mean, I've done that. I mean, you got to go back and just go out there to our YouTube channel and go back and pull it up.
We lost that footage.
Well, I'm gonna say I don't think that we are questioning your integrity.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But why jump on me now when I ain't been spitting them with facts for the last 2-3 years?
You down. You closer to my foot. That's the best time to kick you when you're down.
I ain't trying to kick you. I'm giving you your props, my man.
I'm just saying. When the Dallas Cowboys end up with a losing record, T. Will told us. He told us.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay. Y'all can believe this if y'all want to.
Week 10.
I know this guy. I know this guy.
Week 10 at Tampa. I got y'all with a win. Week 11, week 12, even though Terry, he defined the Green Bay Packers to the T, I just feel like, y'all experiencing everything is a little bit better than Green Bay. I gave you a win.
Not in week 12 down in Lambeau.
I think
not with them conditions. I'm telling you.
It probably ain't going to be bad in week 12.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be cold. It ain't gonna be super cold.
I don't think it's gonna be ice cold, but I'm just
saying it ain't gonna be super cold like it's normally be. But I think it's football weather.
Yeah, we play up there.
I think it's football weather.
We own Green Bay. We own them. Even when they had Aaron Rodgers, we own them.
But this is my thing. Y'all come back in week 13, you right back in the cold. So I'm going a loss at Buffalo. I'm going week 14.
Without Stephon Diggs and no Gabe Davis?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on T. Will, man. It's going to be super cold in Buffalo, though. Okay. I know that. And let's come back. Y'all got to win with Chicago on week 14. I think the Rams going to get you again. I really think the Rams going to sweep them. I think the Rams going to sweep them. I made sure I marked that on my paper. The Rams going to sweep you out.
Man, come on.
The Rams are gonna sweep y'all. You heard it here first.
You can change
the Rams.
You can officially change that right now.
The Rams are going to sweep you guys, and you heard it from me today. You got to win week 16 at Miami.
And we don't beat them like. Okay.
Then T. Will say we gotta go off integrity. If that's what I believe,
don't let him change. Don't let him change what you believe.
Regardless of what you I didn't change nothing you said because there's a couple of picks that you throw out there that I was questioning, but I didn't question you on your picks now. All right, and of course, absolutely you won't be Detroit.
Why you say absolutely and we at home? Why absolutely?
Absolutely, you won't be Detroit.
Why absolutely, though?
I just think Detroit, that team.
Okay.
Detroit tough, man.
No, man, they tough. I mean, Detroit is really. I don't think a lot of people
instead of going through the Giants schedule, we should have went through Detroit schedule if they that good. But we'll get to that.
What that got to do with?
No, because I don't see it.
Well, I don't understand that. You definitely ain't gonna see it when we talking about the 49ers.
Exactly.
You definitely not gonna see that.
So are they gonna finish it off with a win against Arizona?
They'll finish it off with a win against Arizona. I got them going 11-6 as well, too.
All right. So great
I
mind
got
thinking
them
like.
going 11-6. Now bring us home.
Watch 13. I know him.
13.
What they say?
13.
I know him.
My boy called you out.
I-
Called him before he read the first one. He just had to go 13.
I'm just waiting for the 4 losses. I just want to hear the 4 losses. Here.
Who we got? All right, let's go.
Evidently, he's saying how tough the division it can go either way. Them got to be his 4 losses, so that means he's gonna everybody outside of sweeping everything else outside the country.
Hold on, I did this wrong.
You had to do something wrong because I want to see this.
I'm saying let me see with T Will, but I'm really 10-7, but I'm tossing it up. Huh?
It's supposed to be 14-3.
Oh, you went 14-3.
But I'm gonna go 13-4.
No.
I'm gonna go 13-4.
No. Stick with your 14-3.
What was it 14-3? That what you gonna do? Don't change it. You good?
I really think, and I know it's not gonna happen. I really think we could go undefeated this year.
Okay,
but I know it ain't gonna happen. I know it ain't gonna happen. I know it ain't gonna happen.
Y'all lay down.
And don't forget about the Madden curse.
Oh yeah, see, don't bring that up. I so hated that when they put him on the cover.
That was stupid. And he gonna say, "Well, man, everything got to stop, man. I don't believe that." I'm like, dude,
man.
I said, I'm just that could have been the worst thing. I would say, man, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you could have did something.
Yeah. Give me next year, not this year. Not this year. But let's run through this. Week 1, Jets win. Week 2 at Minnesota win. First 5 weeks, just like Terry had, 5 wins in a row. Come back, go to Seattle, lose. Then we go on a 4-game winning streak. We beat Kansas City at home. We beat Dallas at home. We feeling good because we on a bye. We're going to come back well rested. We're going to go to Tampa Bay, beat them. Seattle going to come back. We're going to get that revenge win. And y'all ain't going to believe this. I got us losing at Green Bay.
I told you.
I got us losing at Green Bay.
Okay.
I got us losing at Green Bay. But it's a reason why I got us losing at Green Bay. Then a win at Buffalo, a win at Chicago, a win at home against Chicago, a win against the Rams. So I'm saying just we sweeping the Rams. I'm saying we sweeping the Rams. I'm going the opposite of what you doing.
Okay, gotcha. Miami.
Just because we got to lose to somebody and their coach used to be our offensive coordinator, I'm gonna give us a loss. Because he got to play against Miami. I'm gonna give us a loss. It don't matter though. We 12-3 at this point. So a win against Detroit at home, no doubt, and follow that up with a win at the Arizona Cardinals. So
what was your 3 losses?
My 3 losses was Seattle, at Green Bay, and at Miami. And I think all 3 of them teams are playoff teams, right? Something like that. Looking like that.
If you feel that.
No, but see, here's the thing about it.
What's that?
They're just predictions.
No, absolutely.
Things could change,
Absolutely.
injuries, but based on what we're going with today,
Yeah.
this is what I got.
Okay. Absolutely. I agree. It's just prediction. It's just prediction.
I'm more anxious to see Detroit play now because of what y'all said.
Nah.
Green Bay. I think
good team. I like Green Bay.
They are a good team. They got what was running back? They got
Who? Josh Jacobs.
They got Josh Jacobs to replace Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm. He's a bell cow, man. He is. You can give him that ball 350 times, and not only that, he's going to handle it in that cold weather.
Absolutely.
Which Green Bay love to pound that rock in that cold weather. And look, they still got the other boy.
Which one?
Running back.
AJ Dillon.
Yeah,
AJ Dillon, yeah.
To relieve him. So they going to pound you to death.
They got a good team. I just feel like if Dre Greenlaw get back, which I think if he would have been there, we'd have won the Super Bowl, but neither here nor there. Ward coming back. What's the guy? Brown. We got another defensive back that came in that's gonna shore up that other side. So I think defensively, we should be as good or better than we were last year. Brock Purdy, top 5 quarterback in the league. I think we gonna do what we do on offense.
I ain't gonna say top 5 quarterback. He's a top 5 game manager. He's not.
What do you mean game manager?
It's a difference between Trent Dilfer is a game manager.
He's way.
I'm not saying. I'm not comparing the two. I'm saying it's a difference between managing the game.
Managing the game to me means you hand the ball off probably 70% of the time. We passing. We passing. It ain't just no little dink and dunk. We throwing the ball down.
Purdy is not a top 5 quarterback.
So
he's
I'm
top
gonna ask this question.
Based on the numbers, he's top 5.
Well, I'm gonna ask this question then. You say he top 5. Who are the other 4?
Of course, everybody gonna say Patrick Mahomes. They gonna throw Josh Allen in there. Who else? Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. But those are
okay. So let's stop right there. Hold on. No.
Those are 2.
So you saying you just named 4 right there that people would sit up there and say, which makes your boy number 5.
Yeah,
I can name 3-4 quarterbacks better than him.
Who?
The boy from Houston is way better than him.
Based on what?
Huh?
Not stat wise.
Everything
Brock Purdy had the number 1 passer rating in the NFL.
Are you listening to this man?
Did he not have? Did he not?
Look at the body of work.
Hold on. Did he not break Steve Young passer rating?
No.
So you telling me he did that and he ain't even
He's
in
not
the
better than that
conversation?
Houston quarterback.
Well, for me, when you got Dabo Swinney, you got what's the little running back?
Christian McCaffrey.
When you got those guys, when you talking about throwing the football, you can hit them with a 5-yard pass and turn it
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. He's not throwing a deep ball. He's not throwing no deep pass. He's a game manager.
Okay, so you telling me he ain't throwing deep to IU?
No, I didn't
he
say
ain't throwing deep to George Kittle?
No.
He ain't throwing deep to
George Kittle ain't catching no deep passes. He catching them 10, 15-yard passes and running out the catch.
You talking about tight end?
Tight end. George Kittle.
They getting a lot of yak.
Okay.
They getting a lot of yak out.
15 ain't no just dumping it off in that's more than 5 yards and he going.
But
George
that boy
Kittle's
from Houston throwing it bombs to Dale and all them folks,
what
man.
What I'm saying is you based it off of he a top 5 quarterback.
We'll have a show on this. If you look up their numbers,
okay.
C.J. Stroud and Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you Brock Purdy numbers are better than C.J. Stroud.
I tell you what.
I'm not questioning.
Won't you go out there on the in the clutch thing and put a poll out there and let the fans vote? No, not you. Let the fans vote. Who's the better quarterback?
What do we vote?
No, just answer. Who is the better? Just say who's the better quarterback.
Okay.
See, you don't want to do that.
No.
You don't want to do that.
No. Is Dak better than Brock Purdy?
According to what? What are we comparing?
Okay. If you look at it, Brock Purdy came in fourth in MVP. Uh-huh. Dak was what, 2nd?
Right. So
you telling me Dak was better than Brock Purdy?
Well, there are some people out there that voted him number 2 that thinks that.
Which would be the same thing if you said, let's put C.J. Stroud out here against Brock Purdy. Because you just looking at C.J. Stroud did this. Okay, which one of them made it to the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean,
which one of them made it to the Super Bowl?
There you go with the Super Bowl.
I'm just asking.
Well, what I'm saying, I get what you're asking.
I ain't saying that necessarily make you better, but I'm saying you cannot knock what Brock Purdy has done.
And I'm gonna tell you, look,
you can't knock nobody work.
And then
exactly.
And then Jalen Hurts better than Purdy. So it's 2 or 3, 4 quarterbacks that you can name that's better than Purdy.
Well, would you say this
based on what?
See, don't give me that based on. No.
What are you basing it on?
No.
What are we saying?
Me and you ain't gonna agree. So let's leave it to the.
Put a poll out.
Put a poll out
there. But
there.
are you saying based on statistics, or you saying just based on the eye test?
Total body of work.
Because I could say Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback because he runs the ball also. He don't throw the ball better.
That's why. Didn't I just say total body of work?
Okay.
You said what I'm basing on, total body of work.
Okay, so
which includes whether you're running, whether you're passing it, if you're on the kickoff team, total body of work.
No, you don't rate
athleticism.
Did Joe Montana run the ball?
We're not talking about Joe Montana.
Did Joe Montana run the ball? Ain't nobody never said nothing about this.
We ain't talking about Joe
He's
Montana.
always been considered one of the greatest. He don't run the ball. Dan Marino don't run. So it depends on what you're talking about.
How many times you want me to ask me to say a total body of work? That's the criteria. Total body of work.
See what I have to deal with.
So only thing I'm saying is,
see what I have
if I say I'm right, he said he right. Let's leave it to the fans.
I ain't leaving it to the fans.
See, he don't want to leave it to the fans because they won't agree with it. They won't agree with it.
It ain't because they won't agree. They won't agree with it because it depends on what we put the criteria as.
No.
If we okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Hold on, let's do this. Let's not put no name up there. Let's just put their stats up there.
No, you don't do that. That's not total body of work. That's not total body of work. That's not total body of work.
Your rushing yards gonna be on there. Your passing yards.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay, well, you doing all that?
Rating, all that's on there.
Put it.
You put all that on there.
Compile all that. Put it.
You put all that on there. I guarantee you.
Put Jalen.
Because if you put a face, people just
and then Lamar Jackson total body of work is better than Purdy. Lamar Jackson is better than Purdy.
I said Lamar Jackson though. I put him on the list. But what I'm saying is, when you just throw out C.J. Stroud and say he better than Brock Purdy, that's not true. You just saying,
in your opinion,
what he did and he looked good. I bet you his stats. I bet you he didn't have one stat that was better than Brock Purdy. Not one.
Wow. We're gonna be research time. We're gonna do some research.
We're gonna definitely get a show on this.
That's what you just said there.
So you know I'm going to do my research too. So
that's tough right there. What you just
said. That's a tough one.
That's a tough one right there.
I guarantee it.
Woo!
I guarantee it.
Okay, all right.
Because you got to think, last year C.J. Stroud really kind of started off slow and came on strong at the end. Brock Purdy was kind of consistent the whole year. He only had maybe 2 games where he played poorly, and that was the Baltimore Ravens, and it was somebody else that he played bad.
He had more than 2 bad games.
No,
I watched the game like
I don't think he had more than. I'm talking about games where you was like, damn, he don't even deserve to be on the field. That was against Baltimore. I think he had 5 interceptions or something like that, and it was somebody else he played. He didn't play that good. The other games he did, he was decent.
Well, we'll talk about that later on another show. But I just let's go to the Super Bowl contender.
Okay, let's.
I want the AFC, NFC
for the sake of time, because we at about an hour and a half right now. For the sake of time, let's just go straight to your Super Bowl picks for this year.
No, I want my AFC championship, NFC championship, and Super Bowl.
Well, go on, spit it out then. I just told you we up against the clock.
Well, you're not gonna sweat me. I've been doing my research and think about this stuff for the last 2-3 months. You're not gonna tell me to go straight to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell you who is gonna be in the AFC NFC championship. In the NFC, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, I have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you did all your research. What's taking you so long to spit it out then?
Let him go down there. Let him.
He just said he had all the research.
I got to. It was tough, but I got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers for the NFC Championship.
He changed that Frisco pick because he said he had Frisco going to the Super Bowl.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
The tape don't lie. I'm gonna find this section.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna find.
I have that. You've heard Philadelphia and Green Bay, and I have Philadelphia going to the Super Bowl. AFC teams, I have them same team that I'm enamored with. I got those Houston Texans playing in the AFC Championship against the Baltimore Ravens, and I have the Baltimore Ravens going to the Super Bowl. And this is the year I'm finally going to give Lamar Jackson that trophy. This is the year that the Baltimore Ravens get off the schneid and finally get that Super Bowl win for Lamar Jackson. So I got the Baltimore Ravens.
Man, this is crazy. Because, T. Will and I think somewhat alike, even though we argue and cut and fuss and then from the AFC standpoint, I agree. I think Baltimore and Houston will be in the AFC Championship. I've said that. I think Baltimore will win. I think NFC, I'm going Philly, I'm going San Fran. I'm going to put y'all in there. I think Philly will come out of that. I think Baltimore and Philly will end up together. I want to see that so bad because that is two black African-American quarterbacks going at each other. But I'm going to give Baltimore the nod. Baltimore, they due for one. I think Baltimore is due for. I mean, what they did this offseason, man, with the additions to what they added to what they already had, and they wasn't but this close from getting over that hump last year. I think they get over the hump. And as far as you guys,
and like I said, I got a close thing with Detroit. So Detroit and Green Bay is sort of iffy, but Detroit gonna give them a run to the end. But so we sort of on the same page with that. But we already know who his AFC team.
What you got?
We know.
My AFC.
I mean NFC.
NFC, that's easy. San Francisco versus it don't even matter.
Who you got to pick?
We going to the Super Bowl.
Well, who you gonna play? You
got
to play somebody.
Man, we all doing it. We all do. Yeah, just put somebody. Just put somebody in there.
Who you putting in there?
San Francisco versus I'ma say I put them in there against Philly. That's what it was a couple years ago. So that'll be a good storyline. That sounds like a good storyline.
It makes sure the storyline don't end the way you think.
It's gonna end the way I want this year. Then on the other side, it's hard to go against Baltimore. It's hard to go against Baltimore. When you look at what they don't, Buffalo, Miami, go down the list. I'm gonna put KC back in. No, I ain't going with KC. I just
KC don't. I think they're gonna really take a big step.
I think they lost a few pieces.
They lost a few pieces, and plus they ain't got that same mojo like that.
They lost a few pieces that was major to them. But they might not have been major guys.
Up some. I'm gonna go San Francisco, Baltimore, and I reserve the right to change that later. But of course, I got San Francisco winning the Super Bowl this year, coming back.
You think?
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay.
So would you still didn't name who's going to be playing Baltimore in the AFC Championship?
Cincinnati.
Okay, Cincinnati.
And I think Baltimore will get them.
So and that'll be sort of unique in the same division and meeting up to because they're gonna have that means for them to even meet up that way. One got to win the division. Yeah.
One got to be the wild card, so they got to be 1-2. Yeah, they're going to have to be 1 and 2.
Or we can't discount what Cleveland might be able to do. And that's still a division, though. So, I don't know. One of them, Baltimore, Cincinnati, or
I think they're receiving core and
I got Frisco.
That running back coming back.
I got Frisco. Wishful thinking, too. But, hey, it's my team. I think we do. I think we got what it takes to make it back. So I'm gonna roll with that. Great show. A lot of controversy.
As always.
That's why they called it in the clutch.
I think I was clutch.
Well, one thing about it, we won't know that until
all
of this jump off. If you were clutch or not.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to what got the next thing coming up is what they do with 2 preseason games now, and I think we're in the Hall of Fame game is in July? Late July?
No,
early August.
Yeah, early August, something like that.
It'd be like middle second week of August.
Yeah. So definitely looking.
Probably late August because the season it ain't number like what?
No, the Hall of Fame game is at least a month before preseason.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame game gonna be like probably about the second week or third week after they come out. I mean, after they get in camp.
Yep.
Yeah,
so right they come out of camp.
Second or third week when they get in camp. They really still in camp when they playing.
Yep. Sure.
Well, Who playing it this year?
I can't remember who's actually playing in it this year, but I'm just looking forward to some more football. And you got we got a lot of parity, man. This year, the last few years, man, more so. You know, a few years ago, you could close your eyes and know who going to the playoffs. You can't do that no more now, man. These teams are, you know, these young coaches and these young offense coordinators and defense coordinators and coaches, man. It's good for football. I love it. I love to see diversity, you know, where you don't always see the old New York Giants. I don't know why I said Giants, but the Jets and the teams that you used to seeing get beat up on, the Cleveland Browns and different teams like that, the Detroit Lions, wearing paper sacks over their head. You just got a lot of those teams now. The Houston Texans, who ain't did nothing in forever. Now all those teams are some of the teams that's rising to the top, man. It's just good for football.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But as usual, it's nothing like when the 49ers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Cowboys on top.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't see that happening no time soon, at least from my point of view.
If it happened, it definitely be something to talk about, wouldn't it? So that's a show.
Know.
That'll definitely be a show that we would have to definitely do if all of us turn out to be.
Yeah, and I think
than what I know Terry and I have. We don't have these unrealistic expectations.
I do.
He do.
You absolutely you do.
With the team we got though, I gotta have high expectations.
14-3 though, there.
Well,
in the NFL.
Well, look, 14-3, 13-4. If we get 12-5 again, I'm happy. As long as we get that first round bye, that's all I'm concerned about. That's the most important thing. Getting that extra week off. That's what I'm shooting for. Because teams that get there, they got.
I'm just glad In the Clutch is back. I know you guys been missing us and all that type of stuff, but we promise you we got all kind of content and stuff coming up. So much content and a lot of surprises that we'll share in the future. But if you're not, you just look us up on Facebook, YouTube, In the Clutch Sports Podcast and more, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We promise you we're going to have a nice and fulfilling year this year with some great guests and some great topics and stuff. So
glad you joined us, Mike. Hope it ain't your last.
It definitely ain't gonna be my last. I'm here. I made the commitment to you last year on that, Daryl.